Namandavs, 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 namandavs.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Kyle Marishita. We'd like to welcome Reverend Yuki Sugahara from the Buddhist Church of Sacramento, who will be our special guest speaker today, and welcome everyone to our Dharma family, Hanamatsuri service, and Hatsumairi ceremony. We'll begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 to 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namandavs, namandavs. Namo Amidavs, Namo Amidavs, Namo Amidavs, namandavs, namandavs, namandavs.
Reverend Kuahara will introduce the participants in this year's Hatsumairi or Infant Presence Ceremony.
Good morning, everyone. おはようございます。Thank you very much for attending today's Hanamatsuri and Hatsumairi service. So every year, on the occasion of Hanamatsuri service, we also combine this very wonderful, presentation. So today, we would like to introduce our new member, maybe new Dharma School students too. So Sorako Tiny Leaves. Okay, はい、じゃあ please come to the front. じゃあ、maybe, yeah. So now I'm going to present a certificate and then also some gift. はい。Okay, so じゃあ maybe Tiffany come here. Yeah. はい。So 花祭り、ごめんなさい。初参り infant presentation. Berkeley Buddhist Temple hereby certificates Sorako Tiny Leaves has been officially welcomed into the Sangha in the presence of Amida Buddha on this 21st day, April 2024. As a parents, together with the Berkeley Buddhist Temple members, we vow to make every effort to compassionately guide our child on a path of spiritual growth, following the ideals expressed in the Buddha Dharma. So, Reverend Kiyonobu Kuwahara, Supervising Minister of Berkeley Buddhist Temple. Okay. はい、ありがとう。Thank you very much. はい。どうぞ。So cute. This is a tiny energy here. Maybe too big for my hand. はい。This is a ね、ギフトです。はい、Thank you. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Okay, welcome.
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant Junirai on page 67 of the Purple Service Book.
No one doubts. 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 Eshu tenin shokugyo Amida sen ryozoku son Zai hi mi me an rakok Muryo bushi shui ne Konjiki shinjou nyo sen nyo Shama tagyo nyo zobu Ryomoku jonyaku shorenge Koga chorai midason Menzen nenjo nyo mangas Iko yu nyo sen nichigas Shonyo tenku kushira Koga chorai midason Kannon chodai kanchi uji Shuju me soho shogon Nobuku gedo umake uman Koga chorai midason Mubi muku koshojo Shutoku keuket nyokoku Shosari yaku toku jizai Koga chorai midason Jippo myomon 衆無料小魔女三段一生衆上眼力自古賀将来未だ損根体保険知証系前言少女名大座お膝上女線の古賀将来未だ損実法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上行古賀将来未だ損小無常無我と薬女水月伝よろ一種説法無名字古賀将来未だ損非損無説無悪名薬無如に悪道不主任死心教非損古賀将来未だ損非損無料法勉強無少種悪知識往生不大志望大古賀将来未だ損我説非損功徳寺修善無変如海水小逆前言小上者衛生主上小非公アマンダブアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブアンニシクドク平等性祭道本菩大心往生安楽 Namandavts, 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 namandavts.
Please rise if you are able to join in the Gatha Flower Grows, which is on the handout, and please remain standing for a reading of Golden Chain 2. I will now recite the Golden Chain 2 on page 15 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo-me-damtsu. 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 We will now have a Hanamatsu presentation by the Dharma School students.
All right. Good morning, everyone. The Dharma School is so pleased to celebrate Hanamatsuri today with you with a two-part offering. So I have four students who are going to come up and help move the Hanami over. So now's a good time to do that. So thank you, the four of you. Also, a special thank you to all the Dharma School students who arrived here early this morning to decorate our Hanamido with flowers, just like the song we just sang. They will not last much longer than a day, but it is so beautiful. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Out, guys. Is it okay? Okay. This is ready to go. Do I have to do input? Sorry, Sensei. Do I do input? Oh, go minasai. Okay. So, the first part of our offering today is an art project that we did thanks to Irene Sensei and also the excellent camera skills of Irene Sensei and Joyce Sensei. And then the second part will be a song.
Is that the Buddha?
I'm not sure. It looks like the Buddha.
What do you mean? What does the Buddha look like?
Well, he has those long pendulous earlobes, the sign of noble birth.
He is always dressed in simple robes.
His shoulders are as broad as a lion's.
The Buddha has a mole-like urna between his eyebrows. Some say it represents an all-seeing third eye. For others, the urna itself is a source of light.
The Buddha's palms bear the signs of the lotus blossom and the conch shell trumpet.
The bump on the head is called the Ushnisha, a visual metaphor for the source of Buddha's wisdom.
The Buddha is exactly proportioned so that each eye, every finger, urna, and Ushnisha are all in perfect balance with every other part.
The Buddha's feet are marked with wheels symbolizing the sacred duty to turn the wheel of the law. That law is the inevitable chain of birth, existence, and death.
The Buddha's lower neck is encircled by 3 rings, like the mouth of a conch shell.
The conch shell symbolizes the deep, far-reaching, and melodious sound of the teachings, which awakens disciples from their slumber.
The Buddha has feet with level tread. The story goes that prior to his death, the Buddha left an imprint of his foot on a stone near Kushinada as a reminder of his presence on earth.
Depicted here the Buddha's wisdom of interdependence.
The Buddha's hair is formed in kinky little curls, each of which turn clockwise. The story goes that a tribe of compassionate snails climbed upon the Buddha's head to shade it from the blazing sun.
The Buddha can touch his knees with his hands while standing erect. His long arms allow him to reach and help all sentient beings.
The Buddha's skin is the color of gold. The gold color is associated with qualities of knowledge and enlightenment.
Depicted here the Buddha Dharma of impermanence. The Buddha has long, slender fingers and toes.
Wisdom and compassion are two distinguishing marks of the Buddha.
The Buddha's eyes are centered and slightly downcast, neither truly open nor truly closed, a look of both absolute detachment and perfect awareness.
His form is consistently rounded. When water is poured over the Buddha's head, it should flow down to cover every part of his body.
To study the virtues of the Buddha plants an aspirational seed within our hearts. It has been said that the Buddha was 7 feet tall and his proportions mirrored those of a banyan tree. The features of the Buddha are recognizable to my eyes. The qualities of wisdom and compassion are recognizable within my heart. I'll seek the Buddha everywhere from this day forward.
Please join me in Gashol. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you so much. That was part one. Could we have a hand for all of our clay artists and our voiceover artists? So part two is a live musical performance by our younger Dharma School students. They have had some very, I don't know if they realized how special this is. They've had some special music sessions with Emiko Katsumoto Sensei. So we are so excited to have them give you a musical offering right now. So they're going to come up to the front here. And maybe. Okay, yeah. Can I have the 4 bigger students? Can I have the 4 older students who helped move the Hanamido? Let's move it back. I will put the screen up. Yeah. Then you'll be singing around the Buddha.
get close. Put all the girls on this side, all the boys.
Ready?
I think people want to take pictures of you first. Everyone, say happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Very good. So we're all going to start the song now, and if you forget the hand movements, I'll do them here so you can look at me, okay? So Emiko Sensei, she's going to play the piano for us.
Bow, 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 bow. Don't cry, pussycat. Buddha loves you, pussycat. Meow, 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 meow. Swim, little fish. Buddha love you, little fish. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dharma School students. We will now have a Dharma message from Reverend Yuki Sugahara.
So while I introduce Sugahara Sensei, can you, four kind, nice high schoolers, come and then move the shrine carefully? Now I put the T. It's a little bit tricky. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's service. So as I mentioned, today is a Hanamatsuri service. And also, we had a infant presentation. Parker, watch out your head. And so today, had a nice Dharma school presentation. It's a wonderful, nice slide presentation, and then wonderful song by little Buddhas. So to me, it's like small Buddha, little Buddha singing a song for us. Yeah. So today we have Sugahara Sensei. Then maybe we may have a technical issue. But anyway, so Sugahara Sensei today came from Sacramento. So he originally from Japan, Shimane Prefecture. And then, do you know where the Shimane Prefecture? Even some Japanese people don't know where it is. So don't worry. And then, so Sugahara Sensei came to United States as a IMOP minister, which is, we have a 3-month ministerial program for especially Japanese ministers to become a Kaikyoshi minister, overseas minister. And then he came to Berkeley 2009. Actually, I'm a coordinator of this IMOP program. And then he was a second group. Actually, not group. He was only by himself. Yeah. The first IMOP was 2008, and we had 4 students. And then Kusunoki Sensei was that group. And now he's doing a Rinban at the Seattle Between. And then Sugahara Sensei was the second. Yeah. And then, Sugahara Sensei, to my impression, he's a very smart minister. Very, smart minister. And then he still, continues to study about the Buddhism, because Buddhism is so deep, and then so, we have a lot of things to study even for ministers. And then, Sugahara Sensei, he was first assigned to Oregon だったっけ? Flooring. So he first his first assignment was a Flooring near Sacramento. And then after that, he was transferred to Oregon. How many years did you spend? 6 years in Oregon. And now he came back to Northern Cal again, and then assigned to Sacramento between. And then, so today, not only Sensei, he brought his family. ナミコさんと、それからヒカルくん、and then 葵ちゃんね。ありがとうございます。Thank you for joining us. So, today I don't have to talk that long. So now I'd like to give a microphone to pass the microphone to Sugahara Sensei ね。
Good morning, everyone. How's your day today? Yeah, good start. Listening to a beautiful song by Little Buddhas. Yeah. So we drove from Sacramento this morning. So we left Sacramento around 7:30 and arrived at Berkeley around 9. So, it was really nice beginning. Spending the time with family in the car, singing and chatting, and that was really great. But anyway, okay, now it's ready. So I like to share a passage from our founder, Shinran Shonin, from Kyogyo Shinsho. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Oh, sorry, I said Kyogyo Shinsho, but actually this is from One Calling and Many Calling. Hear the name is to hear the name that embodies the primal vow. Here means to hear the primal vow and be free of doubt. Further, it indicates Shinjin. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nammanda Butsu. Nammanda. So thank you very much for inviting me to speak for your special Hanamatsuri service. And, when I think about Hanamatsuri, this is really special service. This is the birth of our founder of Buddhism, Shakyamuni Buddha. And, somebody said, oh, technically he wasn't Buddha when he was born. So we could say, Prince Siddhartha, who later became Shakyamuni Buddha, was born on Hanamatsuri Day, right? And then when I think about the wish of the Buddha, what do you think? So ultimate wish of the Buddha was all beings to be liberated from cycle of birth and death. So to celebrate the birthday of the Buddha, what is the best way to celebrate is to talk about the teaching which brings us to be liberated from this cycle of birth and death without fail. So, some people know that I practice Chinese martial arts. And my main style is Eagle Claw Kung Fu. And I also practice Chen, Yam, and Wu Tai Chi. But, some of the moves look like this. I hope it's not too loud. Maybe I can decrease the volume. It's not cooperating. But it's okay. I don't have to show it, but So some moves we have a lot of kicking and a lot of hand movements, but I wanted to show this video so that you know what the kung fu move look like. But actually, this video was the kind of example of my affliction of expressing my fame and the mind of seeking for the fame and compliments, right? So there was a celebration of Grandmaster Liang Shum coming from Hong Kong 50 years ago to teach, too much. To teach Eagle Claw Kung Fu in United States. So he came 50 years ago to United States from Hong Kong to teach Eagle Claw Kung Fu and Wu Tai Chi. And he established a school in New York City. And there was also the celebration of his 88th birthday. So I went to New York City, and then we had practice, seminar, demonstration, and banquet. But Grandmaster seemed especially happy when he saw some young students' demonstration, because he could see what he taught is rooted, spreading, and growing. And that was his wish when he first came to the United States, to spread his knowledge of Eagle Claw Kung Fu and grow the Eagle Claw family. So just as Grandmaster was happy to see his family growing, I am sure that Shakyamuni Buddha is happy to see today's gathering. Buddhism started in India, but now we are here in Berkeley, California, to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth with a lot of young children. Right? And as Grandmaster seemed happy when he was watching the demonstration, I am sure that Shakyamuni Buddha would be happy to see his followers walk the path to attain Buddhahood. And for me, the path is the path of Shinjin and Nembutsu. So in fact, Shakyamuni Buddha was so happy to share the teaching of Shinjin and Nembutsu. Because he seemed so happy, his disciple Ananda asked why he seemed so happy. Then Shakyamuni Buddha responded like, I'm so happy today because I can finally share the teaching of Amida Buddha, which unfailingly brings every being to the attainment of Buddhahood. So, since I have the Buddhist name, Shaku Yuki, and the Shaku comes from Shakyamuni Buddha, right? And this is a reminder for me that I am a student of Buddha. And just like students of Eagle Claw Kung Fu family share the knowledge of Kung Fu to the other students, I want to share my knowledge, what I learned from my teachers, and to share the teaching of Nembutsu is what I need to do today. So to talk about Shinjin, relying on the passages from the sutras and scriptures of the Pure Land Masters and Shinran Shogin is really important, really important. But I try not to quote too much from their writings today to keep my explanation simple. And when I prepare my talk, my thought goes here and there and think that, I should explain this. I might need to explain this, right? So let's see how simple my explanation goes, right? So in Nishi Honganji tradition, we use entrusting heart as the translation of the term Shinjin. And I don't know if you know this, but there is a dictionary like this. And this is by Princeton University and the Princeton Dictionary of Buddhism. And this dictionary covers the Buddhist terms in Sanskrit, Tibet, Chinese, Korean, and Japanese, and translate it into English and explain them in English. So I use this dictionary a lot when I search for the definition of the Buddhist terms I want to explain. And then in this dictionary, there is a column on Shinjin. The kanji character for Shinjin is like this. And it could be understood as the mind of trust, belief, and faith. And then if we use the word faith, some people might think that sounds like Christianity. But when I look the Oxford English Dictionary, which is this, right? The first meaning of the word faith was complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Okay? Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. This is the second meaning of the word faith. By the way, how many people work at the office? Not many? You need these two. Because you can exercise, right? Right? These are really good. Yeah, and good training for Eagle Claw Kung Fu too. So anyway, I think we can use the word faith to express Shinjin. But when we use the word faith, we need to explain what our mind of faith or mind of complete trust or confidence in someone or something is. And that is the same when we use the term Shinjin or entrusting heart. So, in any case, we need to explain what Shinjin is, right? Then going back to the Princeton Dictionary of Buddhism, it talked about Shinran Shogin's understanding of Shinjin in 2 lines. And it said, Shinran glosses the mind of faith as the Buddha mind realized by entrusting oneself to Amitabha's name and vow. And the year of passing of Shinran Shogin is now considered 1263. So this year is off, but in here, Princeton Dictionary uses the word entrusting oneself to Amitabha's name and vow. And that is the mind of faith, Shinjin. And I probably need to explain many terms in here, and if I explain everything, my talk will be longer than Matsumoto Sensei's Dharma talk, right? So as I mentioned, I try to keep it simple and short. So I'm going to try to make my explanation simple today, and I will not talk about this in detail. So if you have any questions, you can go to Kuwahara Sensei or Matsumoto Sensei, and But Amida is Chinese transliteration of a Sanskrit word amita, and it means infinite, immeasurable. Amitabha is infinite light, and Amitayus is infinite life. So Amida Buddha is the Buddha of infinite life and light. Then the word entrusting. Okay, entrusting. We hear the word entrusting often, but entrusting is defined as follows in my favorite book, Oxford English Dictionary. Assign the responsibility for doing something to someone. Okay, assign the responsibility for doing something to someone. And, entrusting is different from being irresponsible. Irresponsible is not showing a proper sense of responsibility. Okay? So it's not that we are being irresponsible, but we cannot do it by ourselves, so we assign the responsibility for doing something to someone. So in Japanese, we say that omakase, omakase. Like when we go to sushi restaurant and we don't know what to order, right? We just say omakase. That means relying on the skill of the chef to impress our tongue, right? But thinking about Shohei Ohtani and Ippei Mizuhara's case, who we assign the responsibility is really important, right? Or it seems irresponsible. Even though Shohei is really a great baseball player, I cannot believe he didn't check his bank account for 3 years. Right? I could say this is an example of being irresponsible, right? But to explain the feeling of entrusting, I often use the example of sitting in the pews. Just like everybody's doing now. This is one example of entrusting. If there were no pews, it would be a great workout for everybody holding the position like this, right? It's just like Kung Fu. But instead of we holding this sitting position for an hour or so, we assign the responsibility for us comfortably sitting to the pews, right? So this is the feeling of entrusting. And because we have complete trust or confidence to the pews that it will support our body without fail, we be seated in the pews without worrying about pews breaking down. So if you have to keep this sitting position without pews for an hour, that's really tough, and only a handful of people could do it, right? So once we know that how much we rely on pews for seating, we begin to feel appreciation towards pews for supporting our bodies, making us easy to be seated. So the mind of entrusting eventually leads us to the mind of appreciation or gratitude. So then, what responsibility are we assigning to Amida Buddha, Amida Buddha's name and vow? So that is a responsibility for our birth in the Pure Land. That is the realm of enlightenment and attainment of Buddhahood. Amida Buddha established the vow to grasp and never abandon beings who entrust themselves to the sincere mind of Amida Buddha, wishing us to be born into the land of Amida through reciting the name Namo Amida Butsu. So simply saying, Amida Buddha is calling us in Namo Amida Butsu. I have prepared everything you need to attain Buddhahood. So don't worry and trust yourself to my working of Namo Amida Butsu. And Namo Amida Butsu is the name which is praised by Shakyamuni Buddha and all other Buddhas as the way to attain Buddhahood. So this is also the wish of Shakyamuni Buddha for us, ordinary beings, to entrust ourselves to the working of Namo Amida Butsu. So, this is the working of the name and the vow of Amida. And going back to the original quote from Shinran Shongin's word I shared at the beginning, as I highlighted, it said here, right here. And here doesn't just mean just to listen, put it in your ears, but here means to receive or accept, And again, the name is Namo Amida Butsu, and the primal vow is sincere mind of Amida Buddha wishing us to be born into the Pure Land of Amida through entrusting to and reciting Namo Amida Butsu. So no need of worry about our attainment of Buddhahood. We entrust ourselves to the working of Amida, grasping and never abandoning us. And we have complete confidence, complete confidence of attaining Buddhahood when we pass away through the working. Because Amida Buddha calls us in Nembutsu, and all the Buddhas recommends us in Nembutsu, how assuring the working of Namo Amida Butsu is. So, this is Shinjin, and this is really the core and essential of Jodo Shinshu. So then again, entrusting or assigning the responsibility is different from being irresponsible. Being irresponsible is to live this life with thinking that, okay, my attainment of Buddhahood is already settled, so I can do whatever I want to do. Right? This is being irresponsible for the action of the self. But Jodo Shinshu teaching, the mind of entrusting, nurtures us to be self-reflective and be appreciative of Amida Buddha's working. Just like thinking about holding the sitting posture for an hour without pews and realize how grateful we are to have pews to sit. It is extremely difficult to eliminate the mind of 3 poisons. Do you remember 3 poisons? Greed, anger. Okay, yes, we was mixed stupidity or ignorance, right? So we could say gas, right? Greed, anger, stupidity, or just say greed, anger, and ignorance. But it is extremely difficult to eliminate, extinguish these minds. And we are not robots or AI, right? We have emotions, and there are days we be so emotional. That is why Amida Buddha established the vow and fulfilled as Namo Amida Butsu. And that was for a person like me. And Japanese baseball season started, just like United States. So every morning when I wake up, I check the result of the baseball game. And if my team, Hanshin Tigers, lose the game, I have sad start of the day, right? But I cannot be like, don't talk to me because my favorite team lost. Or drive the road with, feeling the anger for my favorite team losing, right? That is being irresponsible for my action. But through hearing the vow of Amida Buddha, entrusting myself to the working of Amida Buddha, even though anger and disappointment arises by watching the news that Hanshin Tigers lost, now I have new structure or new order of my mind. So instead of acting with anger all the time, I self-reflect myself and think that, oh, because of this nature of me possessing the mind of anger, Amida Buddha is always with me. I mean, the embrace of the great compassion of Amida. So, as I mentioned earlier, the mind of entrusting eventually leads us to the mind of gratitude. So finally, let me share the words of Shinran Shōgin from Tang Nisho, a record of lamenting divergences compiled by Shinran Shōgin's disciple Yuyen. Shinran Shōgin said, "When I consider deeply the vow of Amida, which arose from the 5 kalpas of profound thought, I realized that it was entirely for the sake of myself alone. Then how I am filled with gratitude for the primal vow, in which Amida resolved to save me, though I am burdened with such heavy karma." So just like Shinran Shōgin taught us in these words, we live each day with the mind of self-reflection for our behavior and gratitude for Amida's great wisdom and compassion. So as I mentioned at the beginning, during preparing my talk, I started to think like here and there, oh, I need to explain this, right? And the question, how entrusting and irresponsible different, came up to my mind. So I talked about what shinjin is from the meaning or definition of the English word. And then I talked about how entrusting and being irresponsible is different. And I know this is a Hanamatsuri service, and some people wanted to hear about the story of birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, but any other minister can talk about it. So I just leave it up to other ministers about this kind of a thing, and I wanted to share what I enjoy. And what I enjoy is the teaching of Shinjin and Nembutsu, which unfailingly brings me to the attainment of Buddhahood. So, and that is the teaching which also Shakyamuni Buddha enjoyed. So thank you very much for coming to today's Hanamatsuri service and inviting me as a guest speaker. So thank you very much. And please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. これじゃないか。こっち。
Thank you, Reverend Sugihara, for your talk, and thank you for the whole family for making it out. I'm impressed we were able to learn about Shohei Ohtani today, too. And look forward to your martial arts performance in the courtyard later today. We'd like to welcome the following guests. We will say your name. If you feel, please feel free to stand and wave when introduced. Mari and Mika Kuboto. Welcome. We have Brian and Jamie Castillo. Steve Odo from Oakland. Shaiwa Simmons. And Amal Mehta. Thank you all for joining us today. I will now read the announcements, and please bear with me. There are several. For virtual yoga, we will have it on Thursday, April 25th from 8 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. No registration is required. Please feel free or make sure to have turned in a waiver form. The Zoom link is on the website. indigo dye activities. If any Sangha members are interested in experimenting with indigo dye, next Sunday, April 28th, you are invited to bring a white cotton item or two that are not precious, perhaps a white cotton t-shirt or towel. We'll have ideas on how you can fold and twist them and dip them into the indigo dye vat during coffee and social tea time out in the courtyard. Please let Joyce Oishi know if you would like to participate next Sunday. Online meditation and discussion, Wednesday, May 1st at 7 p.m. Please sign up on the website. The Berkeley Buddhist Temple Dharmanar, which is the monthly online study session. The next one will be Thursday, May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. The topic is birth and karma. The sign-up link is on the website. Reverend Matsumoto's retirement celebration is on Saturday, June 15th at 11 a.m. at the Mountain View Buddhist Temple. If you wish to attend, please sign up online. The sign-up link is on the flyer posted in the social hall and also in the weekly email. Our temple may rent a bus if there is enough interest. It would likely leave around 9 a.m. and return at 3 p.m. The approximate cost per person is $40. Sign up for the bus the due date is Friday, May 10th. Please let the temple office know by then if you are interested. The Satsuki Bazaar is on Sunday, May 19th from noon to 6 p.m. The food we plan to include is the barbecue steak dinner, Kahlua pork plate, vegetarian curry, udon, yakisoba, local moko, manju, sushi, and baked goods. There will be free entertainment from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. You can pre-order the barbecue steak dinners and make a donation on the temple's website or through the weekly email. The baked goods and silent auction donations over $50 value are gratefully accepted. There's a link to online silent auction that will be coming soon in early May. The Bazaar's annual gift. Every year, the Berkeley Buddhist Temple donates part of the Bazaar proceeds to a community nonprofit organization. There's currently 3 that are nominated. One is the Healing Clinic Collective. Second is the Interfaith Movement for Human Integrity. And the third is the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherds Pandel Seal Program. You can vote after service in person. You can get the voting form from Tara, or you can vote online using the link in the weekly email announcement or in the YouTube chat. Jodo Shinshu Center parking for next Sunday, April 28th, will not be available due to the resurfacing project of the lot, so please plan accordingly. It will not be open.
Hi, I'm Tina Iwasaki. I just wanted to remind everybody that our annual BBT camping trip is coming up. So if anybody's interested, it's the last weekend in July, the 25th through the 28th. You can come for 3 nights, 2 nights, 1 night. It's fun for all ages. So I'll have flyers in the social hall, but please feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Okay, I'm the last person. So now we'd like to express our gratitude and appreciation to those who have made today's service possible. So first, Kyle, thank you for being a wonderful chairperson today. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Dharma School teachers and middle and high school students for Hana Matsuri presentation. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Dharma School, the preschool to 5th grade student for wonderful, wonderful musical offering. And then thank you, BBT live stream team for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございます。And then thank you, Emiko-san, and then Sangha singers for your wonderful music offering today. Thank you very much. And then thank you, April Toban, for preparing the refreshments at the social hall. So this concludes today's service. Thank you, everyone who joined today's service in person or virtually. So see you next Sunday. ありがとうございました。